Tomilson brings it in with speed, centering pass across, scores! And the defender for the Panthers is on the offensive attack right now. Tomilson fires one on, rebound in front, loose, they score! All right, welcome to another episode of Behind the Paw, and today we're joined by Brendan Tomilson from the Pickering Panthers. Brendan, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. You guys have been playing pretty well of late. You're up there in the CJHL top 20 rankings. How are you feeling about the team right now? Obviously, you had the 6-game win streak snapped, but you're looking to start a new one.
Yeah, I mean, things are starting to slowly come together more and more as the season goes on here. And I don't know, we've been playing really good and tightening things up, I think, on both ends of the ice. And I think it's just coming together nicely and we're getting all these wins. So hopefully we'll keep it rolling here in this next week. We got a pretty tough weekend this weekend against Oakville and Milton and stuff. So hopefully we keep things rolling and get on another streak.
Yeah, certainly a tough division to enter into out there. I want to talk a little bit about your hockey career. Just starting off, what got you into hockey? What made you want to play hockey when you're a young kid?
I guess it's probably every Canadian. It's like every Canadian wants to play hockey when they're young, it feels like. And my dad, I remember I was probably 2 or 3. We had that ice rink in the backyard, and I had those little shoe skates, basically, that had blades on both sides of your feet so you could balance. And I was out there all day, every day, as much as I could. I remember playing out there. So I think at an early age, my dad put me in skates and whatever, and I kind of just fell in love with it. And now we're here, so it all kind of worked out in the end, I guess.
Yeah, it sure did. And you've had a pretty interesting career as well. You went from Ontario, and then you went out to Nova Scotia, and then you came back to Ontario. So you started out with the Lindsay Muskies in the OJHL, then you go to the Halifax Mooseheads, then you come back to Ontario to play hockey. What was that like, making that transition, going from being a guy who's playing right near his hometown to all the way out to Nova Scotia?
Yeah, it was definitely it was a big jump, I'd say. Going up a league and moving quite far away from home. Halifax, really good city. I actually ended up loving it out there. Made lots of friends and stuff, and the team was really welcoming. And I guess for people that aren't familiar with the Q, a lot of people say like the Halifax Mooseheads are like London Knights of the Q, basically. So nothing but good things to say about the organization, I guess. But yeah, not being able to drive home on a weekend or something to visit your parents or friends from back home definitely made it. It was a different experience, but I think in the end it was a good experience for me because I hadn't been away from home yet, and eventually you're going to have to. So I think kind of being pushed into it in a good situation like that, I think it worked out well as the hockey situation, getting to go out there and play on a good team.
And this is something as well, I think a lot of people that, you know, younger guys like you were when you went out to the Halifax Mooseheads, they have to deal with going away from home. And this might have been your first time living away from home in a while. Can you tell me a little bit about what that was like? Was it tough? Was it fun? What was that like?
I'm more of a homebody, especially, which is weird, but I actually ended up like living away from home. I mean, you're at a billet house, so you have like that family, and like I was in a billet with a single mom, but she acted like I was one of her own, obviously, right? So once you kind of get used to that and get settled in, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. And at first, I guess I was scared and I was nervous, and part of me was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But after talking to my parents and stuff, they said they think I really should and not pass up on this. And it ended up being a really good experience. I actually loved living out there. I like living away from home a lot now. So it was definitely good. And it worked out in the end and made a good relationship with a billet family out there. So they're all good experiences in the end. And I really enjoyed it overall.
What's it like playing out in Nova Scotia rather than playing in Ontario? What are the biggest differences? Is there anything strange that they do out there compared to here?
The people are much nicer out there overall, I'd say. I mean, simple things like if you're going to cross the street and you're standing on the side, like all traffic stops, let you walk by, and then they just move on their way. Where here, you got to look both ways a couple extra times to get across the street. Simple things like that. Although it's obviously still part of Canada, they do live a different lifestyle, I guess. I mean, they're right on the ocean and stuff, so having that experience. When we were in training camp last year and stuff, we went to the beach, played spike ball on the beach in the summer. So definitely cool experiences like that. And then obviously like things like the seafood and that. Definitely, it was fun. It was good. And Halifax is a really nice city. I'd say it's not a huge city like Toronto, but I really enjoyed it out there. Kind of had like a small town vibe, but it's still a major city, I'd say. So it was cool.
So how did you end up here with the Pickering Panthers?
Basically, I released from Halifax right after camp was over, and then since camp had already taken place, it's kind of hard to find a spot to play in major junior level since you can only have three 20-year-olds. So Rob Pearson, I've played against him and his son Luke since I was in novice. He played AAA growing up all the way, and then I played him in junior A too when Rob coached the Fury. I played against him 2 years in Lindsay, and I think Rob really liked my game all the time, and we had a bit of a relationship. And then he kind of, I think, was talking to my agent, and it just kind of things kind of fell into place here in Pickering, and I think it's definitely going well, to say at least.
Yeah, it is. You guys are first place right now in the North Division. You extended your lead just a couple nights ago with a win in Stouffville, a game which you got a goal in as well. Take me through what you saw in that 2-1 goal in Stouffville.
I was kind of jumping up in the rush, and I kind of just hung around the net for a little longer than I might have should have been. But I think Martin got a shot on net, and the rebound just kicked right to me. So I was just kind of nervous because there was a lot of bodies in front. So I was hoping I could just get it through and then get the lead there.
It's interesting you say that as well, because I have noticed that you seem to be a little bit more confident in your game right now. You're stepping up into the rush a little bit more at the games in Pickering. Is that what is stemming from that? Is that you being more confident in your teammates to cover for you if you want to hop up into the rush, or just you personally feeling a little bit more comfortable playing in the OJ?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, when I went out to Halifax, I didn't have much confidence to play the offensive side that I had before, and that was mostly because I wasn't the top guy there. Right, we had first round picks and stuff on our team, so I didn't get those opportunities. So I had to play a bit more defensive. But I guess just having a solid goaltender now in Roy is very helpful. You can always rely on him for a big save, and then we've kind of tightened things up defensively and I feel I can get back. And if I get caught on the wrong side of the puck, I feel I can get back and make a stop if I have to. So, I mean, I think it's important to jump up in the rush when you can make it a 4-on-2, or if the forward's caught, I'd make it a 3-on-2. I think it opens a lot of doors for more opportunities, and I think that's a big part of why we're winning some of the games is big plays like that.
Yeah, I was reading a few articles about how people described you as a player in Halifax, and you were described as a defensive defenseman most of the time. In Pickering, you're probably one of the more offensive players. In fact, you're one of the top scoring leaders on the team right now. Do you like being able to jump up in the offense a bit more?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot more fun putting in a couple goals or nice plays and points and stuff there. Yeah, in Halifax, like I said, we had a guy like Justin Barron who went first round signed to the Avalanche last year, and when you have good players like that, you kind of have to adjust and play your role. So I got really comfortable with the PK and defensive situations. So I kind of adapted to that, but now I kind of have the ability to play defensively strong and offensively, get power play time and stuff. So it's definitely a little more fun in the end, being on the offensive side of the puck more.
Well, you still are on the defensive side of the puck a little bit, so I want to get your perspective on this. You get a new goalie, a veteran guy, kind of like yourself and Roy. What's it like being able to shore up the goaltending position, have a veteran guy who also has major junior experience like you?
Yeah, I think it's a huge pickup for us, and he's been pretty lights out. Like even some of the close games, like he's made some big saves there for us. And something that stands out to me as a defenseman is his puck playing ability, in the sense that like you see him hit those stretch guys, so I don't have to go skate end to end and make a pass up myself. He's coming out to play a lot of those, and I think that's it makes the job on a defenseman a lot easier when a goalie's really good at playing the puck. And I don't know if we were playing Brantford and he's clearing pucks. They dumped it in and he cleared it on the PK right down the ice. So definitely having him back there makes things easier on the D, and he comes up with big saves, like I said. So it's pretty night and day with having him in there now.
Yeah, and he's learned as well to read those tough bounces at the Pickering Recreation Complex that
Yeah.
come off those boards as well.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some bad ones there.
oh yeah. I gotta ask you about this because we talked about this last episode when Ian Martin was on the podcast, and this was pre Lucas Rowe's lacrosse style goal and the one that he just missed at the Pickering Recreation Complex.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he gets an absolute beauty. Can you take me through that? What did you see on that one?
I was on the bench, so I saw it. I literally was talking to Owen Brady, my D partner that game, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna try it," not thinking anything of it. And the next thing you know, it's in the net.
Pappas Paropoulos, Lucas Rowe behind the net, and there it is! He's tried it a couple times, and the Michigan-style goal for Lucas Rowe.
He's tried it a couple times, more like when he has to get down and actually pick it up. But the puck was kind of rolling perfectly in the sense where you could kind of just scoop it and put it in. And they had a pretty tall goalie and Markham there too, and he just put it in the right spot. And it was pretty cool to see. I've never seen it personally. I've seen it obviously lots of videos of it and stuff, but it's definitely, and it was a big goal actually. We're only up 1, so he put us up 2 there. So definitely cool to see, and it was a big goal, timely goal, I guess.
Yeah, and I hear he's been practicing that a lot. So
yeah,
to see that he got that one quickly there. Okay, finally here, I want to get your take on what you think that the ceiling is for this team right now. Obviously, you guys have been up there in the CJHL rankings. You were the first team to 15 wins, and you're one of the best teams right now in the OJHL. But obviously, if you guys play well, this season could really go on and on and on like it does in the OJHL. So what do you think the ceiling is for the Pickering Panthers right now?
To start, we want to win our division, which I think we have a very good chance of doing. And I think we really do have a chance at winning the OJHL. And I think as a whole, as long as we buy in together in playoffs, I think there's no real reason we shouldn't be able to do that. And I think overall, we are the best team. We've had some fluky games, I mean, where we lost, but I think we're getting better and better as the season goes on with some pickups here and there. And Rob's doing a really good job at getting some guys in for us. And I think adding a couple more pieces, I think no one's going to be able to touch us here soon.
Before we go here, obviously you are an overager in the league, which means this will probably be your last year in the OJHL. Do you have any plans for the future with your hockey career? What are you planning to do after this season?
Youth sports definitely is where I want to go. I mean, that's the whole reason I kind of went out to Halifax. You get the school package through the CHL, obviously, and I got a pretty good offer out there. So I'm taking when I was in Halifax, we took courses at St. Mary's University in Halifax, and I'm still taking some courses through there now. So ideally, my old assistant coach from Halifax coaches there now, so hopefully I can figure out a spot out there at St. Mary's. But U Sports definitely probably in the East Coast. I liked it that much, and a lot of the East Coast teams are some of the better teams in the country for that league, and ideally I'd like to go back out there.
Well, Brendan, whichever school you decide to go to, they're getting a pretty good player. Appreciate you being on the podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate it.